a while back, we built a cordless drill holder that sits here on our French cleat wall. It holds 3 cordless drills in a convenient location. It holds drill bits and all the accessories we need. It's done a great job for us, but we have word that we're going to be getting a 4th drill soon, so this will no longer work for us. Plus, there's a few things that we'd like it to do better, so we'll build a new one that's better, faster, stronger, an upgraded drill station, which is right here. But we're going to show you how we made it, because upgrades are fun. So this is our original drill station. Like a lot of things here in the shop, we built it out of scraps because it's small and we have these pieces laying around, so this was basically free. It's a wooden box that attaches to our French cleat wall. We have a large French cleat wall on one side of the shop and one about half this size on the other. So it can travel anywhere we need it, wherever we want to put it. We just plug it in whichever wall that it's on. The recharging stuff is right here, so we can recharge all the batteries. It's a recessed area here so that dust doesn't get down on the batteries. We kind of like that. Other people have the batteries on top. We felt that this was better for our shop because of dust. Holds 3 drills very nicely, very easy to get to in these PVC holsters. And over here we have a magnetic piece right here. We've got magnets inside this piece of wood that hold these hex pieces on. Real easy to get to. And here is a holster for these Harbor Freight long bits that are all pretty and everything. We can put those here and they sit here in the holster until we need them, and they look really nice. And here's a drawer that holds all of our drill bits and everything else that we need. It also holds our main drill bit supply down here inside of this drawer. But we had some problems. 1, we're going to be getting a 4th drill, so we need more of these. 2, this drawer doesn't really work that well for our needs. With the drill bits rolling around in there, we have to go in there and poke around again, and we wanted something a little better. And also, we felt that if we took these drill bit holders and give them their own slot to put in, they'd be easier to get to than having to dig around in the drawer. So we drew up a new design, and that's what we built.
Every project starts with the first cut of wood, and this project's no different. 2 10.5-inch boards are cut for the sides, and 3 11-inch long boards are cut for the 3 horizontal pieces that will make up the charging station. Then a 4-inch long piece is cut to make the divider between the drawer and the slots where the screws are going to be held. A 1/2 inch is cut from the bottom board for the power cord. With all the structural parts cut, and yes, that's all of them, it's time to sand everything down so we won't have any sharp edges. The charging station won't be holding a lot of weight, so there was no reason to use pocket holes or screws. Glue is fine for this. When everything is glued together, we end up with a box that's about 1 foot wide and 10.5 inches tall with 2 4-inch high shelves. That little 4-inch divider we cut earlier divides the bit drawer from the bit box cubbyhole. This will make sense later. Everything is clamped and we wait for the glue to dry.
24 hours later.
The clamps come off and we're left with a wooden box that's strong enough to take just about any abuse we throw at it, and we didn't have to use any screws.
All right, that gives us a box and structure to replace this one. Now, let's build a new drawer.
4 strips of wood are cut for the drawer. They all look like this, so we're just going to show you the one being cut. Then those 4 strips are glued to a 1/4 inch piece of, well, you guessed it, scrap to make the drawer. No screws are used because this is a pretty small drawer and it just doesn't need that kind of strength. Glue's fine for this. But we do use clamps. Lots of clamps.
Much later.
This drawer will be removable and won't require any hardware, so a belt sander is used to make the edges smooth so it will slide in and out easily. Remember the mess we had in the original drawer where the drill bits are just loose and you have to go rummage around to find them? Yeah, we didn't like that either. To solve the clutter problem, we took a thick piece of scrap, marked off a grid of 1/2 inch squares, and then drilled a whole bunch of holes in it that would be used to store drill bits later on. A total of 70 holes are drilled, which will give us an array of 70 holes that we can arrange drill bits in any way we want. Because you never know if you're going to buy a cool new drill bit at the hardware store, or find one in the shop, or break one and have to replace it, or aliens give you a new drill bit, you don't know. Later we added 2 larger holes for 2 big bits that we needed to put in the drawer. Then we painted parts of it orange because we like orange, and then waited for the paint to dry.
Just keep waiting, just keep waiting, just keep waiting, waiting, waiting. What do you get? We're waiting.
Once the paint was completely dry, it was time to put the drawer in the drill press and drill the hole for the knob. The drill bit holder fits into the bottom of the drawer without glue. We can pull it out again if we need to work on it. The yellow box of drill bits is pulled out of the drawer because it will never be in a drawer again. Just look at the difference between a box of loose parts that are rolling around and can't be organized to an organized drill bit holder that makes everything easy to reach. Who wouldn't want their drill bits arranged like this? A drill charging station is no use without power, so let's talk power. The power strip that was used in the previous charging station is cannibalized from the previous station and mounted to a strip of wood. We mounted the power strip before gluing it in place because, well, let's face it, we're lazy and it's easier to mount it before it's glued.
Well, now we're going to cut this 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe into 5-inch lengths that we'll need for our 4 holsters. PVC is really easy to work with. It cuts as easily as wood does on a miter saw, and you don't have to worry about grain. Really, the only thing you have to worry about when you're cutting something like this is all the white plastic sawdust it throws off. Just make sure you don't wear dark clothes while you do it.
The miter saw makes quick work of the PVC, giving us 4 equal lengths that we'll use as holsters for our 4 drills. Schedule 40 PVC is thicker than normal PVC and holds its shape better when we cut slits in it later. And here we are, cutting those slits I told you about. 2 slits will be cut in each holster in order to make a channel for the drill to fit into. If you do this, the width of the channel will be dependent on the width of your drill. My cordless drills required a channel of about 1.5 inches wide. PVC edges can be razor sharp, so if you do this, make sure you sand it down so you don't cut yourself. With everything cut and sanded, it was time to drill the holes that we'll use to mount the holsters to the bottom of the charging station. The 4 holsters are screwed onto the bottom of the charging station using 1-inch screws. Note how the power cord and power strip are already mounted inside the charging bay. On the back, a French cleat is added to hang it to the wall. I added a second cleat later to stabilize it. It just worked better that way. Then the side-mounted equipment was taken off the old drill station and moved over to the new drill station because it wasn't needed on the old drill station, and again, I'm lazy, so I didn't want to rebuild this stuff. I already had it, so I moved it. A new addition was a drilling block that allows you to drill on corners. I hung it on the other side of the box. The charging station is all done, so let's hang it up and put the stuff in it.
So, that's the new cordless drill station. It's got space for all 4 of our drills, so when that 4th drill shows up, it'll go right there. Charging stuff is all in position. We've got our drill bits and hex bolts and everything ready to go, and we can slide our drill bit holders in right there and get to them real easy. And look at that, the drawer comes right out for use, and the drill bits are right where we can get to them easily. That gives us plenty of space to build something else above, which will be a Dremel station similar to this, but that's a later video. For now, this is what we built. This will help us build other things in the future. You should do things like this to make your life easier in the shop. Everything you need is in one place. You can find it, which means you can spend more time building, which is why you have a shop. So if you like this, please like it, share, comment, all the things, and join us for the next one. See you next time.